Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. We will start with silent prayer.
Yes.
Audible, sir.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, respected faculty members, and interested participants who have joined us today. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth day of our faculty development program on mastering statistical techniques with JAMOVI, a hands-on approach. We hope the past few days have been enriching and insightful, and we thank you for your enthusiastic participation so far. We are privileged to have with us Professor Kasan from Harvard University, who will be guiding us through the essential topic of hypothesis testing in JAMOVI. Professor Kwan is renowned for his expertise in statistical methodologies, and we are honored to have him for all of the session. We look forward to another engaging and interactive day of learning. Thank you, and let's get started with today's session without making a big video. Respected sir, the session is all yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. My gratitude. Thank you. Welcome, friends, again. Please allow me to share, Dr. Ibha.
Yes, sir. You're not able to share the screen. Co-host, you made it, na, ma'am? Aarti, ma'am?
Yes,
You
yes,
take it.
ma'am. Sir is co-host.
Now I got it.
Now you can stop your share.
Yeah, it's done.
Fine. Thank you so much, friends, staying with me. Now, very important discussions to come. Fourth day, fifth, sixth, and so on. Hypothesis testing. This is a very important activity as a researcher, as an academician. We need to conduct whenever we have a data or whenever we have a problem to make a decision. Hypothesis testing. I will plan to, I have a planning to share the little this. Now we know we are able to have an idea about the JAMOVI. We are able to compute descriptive statistics and plots also. We have been using some of the compute commands and transformation also, recording the variables and so on. Now coming to the fourth day, friends, understanding null and alternate hypothesis, comparison of means using the t-test, analysis of variance, and effect size. If some of the part I'm not able to address, so we will continue tomorrow evening. In the evening, we can have little 10 or 15 minutes more. Fine. So friends, you all are familiar, but there is a diversity in the classroom as well. So as a teacher, I must share some of the basics about this topic. It is a statistical method which help you to make decisions. In general, friends, a small part of the population is available to us for research. On the basis of a small part of the population, we used to make an inference about the population. This is the reason we used to go for hypothesis testing. By examining evidence and determining the likelihood of the assumption being true. Very important phenomena of the research or decision making. It is conjunction. It is assumption about some problem under study or research question under study. It can be divided in general. There are different types of the hypothesis as well, but in research, we are dealing only with two types of the hypothesis. Null, it is void, or you can say the neutral hypothesis. No effect, no difference, no relationship. This is one of the very important approach in research. I am of the opinion we must go for the null hypothesis. However, in humanities and allied disciplines, it is suggested we must go for alternate hypothesis. When you are proposing the null hypothesis, then you are clear about the biasness. You are not biased towards any result. Let statistics decide itself whether difference exists, effect exists, or relationship existed. At the onset, if we are saying there is a difference between the two, there is an effect between the two, there is a relationship between two. So little bit we are biased towards proving the results. But humanities, when it is known to us, there is a relationship, there is an effect, there is a difference. So saying there is no, again, a little bit create you in uncomfort zone. दोनों ही तरह से हम यूज करते हैं. There is no issue कि we used to propose null hypothesis in the humanities also. Let statistics decide. We used to go for alternate hypothesis. Let statistics prove it. Fine. So steps for testing the hypothesis are very important. We must follow the 6 steps. Formulate the null and alternate hypothesis. Set the alpha value. Alpha is the type 1 error. It is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. Commonly 0.05 or 0.01, 5% or 1%, you are taking a chance. Choose the, in fact, one more point, there may be degrees of freedom. For most of the test, number of independent observations are different. There is a formula for test, degrees of freedom. Choose right test as per the data or as per the research hypothesis. Compute and compare the result. Traditionally, we used to compare calculated value with the critical value, and we used to make an inference. If calculated value is greater than critical value, then we will reject the null hypothesis. And finally draw conclusion about the hypothesis. I have seen a number of theses. You have done a very good job, but you failed to mention the concluding part of the hypothesis. Proposed hypothesis number such and such rejected or failed to reject. This is very important to write in your research article or thesis. Fine. Unlimited applications are there. Psychology, when you are planning to test effectiveness of therapy. Education, compare teaching methods. Medicine, evaluate new drugs with placebo. Business, compare customer satisfaction across branches. Social sciences, assess relationship between variables. Unlimited uses are there for the hypothesis testing. Friends, we used to make some errors while testing the hypothesis. So errors in the hypothesis testing occurs when conclusions drawn from a statistical test are incorrect due to random sampling variability. This is one of the reasons. Randomness also, variability also, normality also, scaling also. We are using the test which is not supposed to use for different type of scaling. So there is a clear-cut idea that if you are having continuous data set of the dependent variable and independent variable factors, you will use this test. When the data is in ordinal, you will use this test. When the data is ordinal and nominal, you will use this test, and so on. So these are the reasons we are having errors in our decision. That's what we are declaring alpha. 5% I'm allowing, 95% I'm confidence. 1% I'm allowing the error. 99% I'm confident. So 0.01 is better than 0.05 as far as the p-value or alpha value is concerned. So in general, we are having two types of errors. Type 1, rejecting a null hypothesis when it is true. For example, concluding a treatment works when it actually doesn't. In real time settings में ऐसा होता है. There are n reasons. We will not go in debate. Type 2 error, failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. Concluding a treatment doesn't work when it actually does. So दोनों में देखिए रिश्ता है. एक केस में रिजेक्ट कर रहे हैं जबकि नहीं करना चाहिए, दूसरे में कर रहे हैं जबकि फॉल्स है. So this is the scene, and this is denoted by alpha and this is denoted by beta. Type 1 error and type 2 error. And outcome देखिए इस तरह से हो सकता है. Type 1 error देखिए यहाँ पर है false positive. You are rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. You fail to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. So these are type 1 and type 2 error. And these are the correct decisions. Reject the null hypothesis when it is false. उसी assumption को तो आप reject करेंगे जो कि गलत होगा. This is fair approach. Fail to reject the null hypothesis when it is true. Fail to reject the null hypothesis. बिल्कुल. Null hypothesis, there is no difference. So diagonal is there. This is correct decision. So this is correct decision, and this is again, this is these are the errors and these are the correct decisions. Fine. Alpha, we will discuss the alpha. Level of significance, you all are familiar. Probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is actually true. It may be 0.05, 0.01 or 0.10. 0.10 is not allowed in research. 90% you are confident. Fine. So if alpha is 0.05, then there is a 5% chance of rejecting a true null hypothesis. So you are declaring this error, 5% there is a chance. Fine. Now coming to the hypothesis testing, friends. The first test comparing the means is one sample t-test. When you are having one sample. When and how to use it? To compare the mean of a single sample to a known or hypothesized population mean. This is real-time world का अगर example लें कि doctors used to compare your BP or diabetic level based on some hypothesized or normal values. So this is the case in this scenario also. You are comparing your sample statistics with the normal value, or you can say the hypothesized value which is known to you. For example, if I am willing to compare the life expectancy of the Indians, we know the national level it is 70.04 years. बहुत बड़ा है देखिए lifestyle. And I decided to collect a data sample size of 2000 people over the different part of the country. And उनका age का मैंने compute किया. And national level पे जो है 70.04 उसके साथ compare किया. Is there any difference between the two? We can go for one sample t-test. Since t-test is a parametric test, we need to confirm the assumptions also. Data should be approximately normal. And interval or ratio level scaling. The data must be continuous in nature. Okay. For example, is the average test score of a class significantly different from the national average of 70? National level, school level, block level, we used to compare. So what is the requirement? One continuous variable and another value hypothesized or constant value. Fine. How to conduct into the JAMOVI? We will go to the analysis. We will select the t-test, one sample t-test, and accordingly we will fix the hypothesis. Fine. Uses देखिए, psychology to determine if the average stress score of a group of college students significantly different from the national average level. Education to test whether the mean test score of students taught using a new method is significantly different from the known. Medicines, business, and agriculture. Unlimited uses are there. Fine. So let me move to the hands-on. Friends, now please stay back with me. I will discuss little slow about this domain. You are having this JAMOVI now, and we will continue with the employee data. Employee data आप मेरे साथ open कर लें. Go to the data and employee data. This is the employee data. Friends, I want to compare the beginning salary of the employees with the hypothesized value. This is the data set which I conducted for my research, 472. And the beginning salary, this is the variable. So first, I must know an idea. I must have an idea about the mean of the sample beginning salary. इसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे? We will go to the exploration, compute the descriptive statistics, and select the beginning salary. Okay. Now see the mean is 17,016 of the sample. 17,016. This is the mean. I need not to compute this before switching to the one sample t-test. Reason being that hypothesized या national value, international value, या organizational value is not known to me. So I am trying to have an idea that if the sample mean is this one, so what may be my population, or you can say the national value. For example, I can propose this 20,000. जैसे देखिए मिनिमम वेज का जो जिक्र आता है नेशनल लेवल पे कि एटलीस्ट 25,000 मिलना चाहिए, 18,000 मिलना चाहिए. If I say the national level salary of the labor is minimum 18,000, so I will compare this mean with the national level. Okay. Now move to the JAMOVI. Now see friends, this is the T statistics as you. This is the T statistic. आपने click किया, देखिए one sample T test, paired samples and independent samples. Fine. So I will select the one sample T test. आपने ये select किया. Now we are having this table, one sample T test. Now see, you have only one pen for the dependent variable. One pen for the dependent variable. So I will select over here the beginning salary. Now see, complete statistics मेरे पास आ गई. It has not compared the test value. Now I must type here the test value. Test value. For example, if I propose 18,000 is the national level mean salary for a labor. So let me compare it with that. Now see, this is the statistics. This is the statistics. Now see the output. This is the statistics. Students T, and the T value is 2.72. Degrees of freedom in case of one sample T test is n-1. And this is the value of P, highly statistically significant. Population value जो हमने लिखी थी, देखिए यहाँ पर ये आ गई. Fine. So this a fraction of second may you can have this output. Some more output you can go move on. Fine. Now hypothesis. I clicked this. This is null hypothesis. ये सारी चीजें SPSS में पॉसिबल नहीं है जो आप यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं. देखिए this option goes to the null hypothesis. क्या है? There is no difference between sample mean and hypothesized mean for the beginning salary of the employees. उनमें कोई difference नहीं है. लेकिन if you say this is directional hypothesis, sample mean is greater than hypothesized mean. अगर आप if you are sure about this direction, आप इसे select करेंगे and you will see the results. Results में आपको फर्क नहीं आएगा. Only you are going to make an interpretation. And second, if less than, same result. Fine. Why we are getting this negative value? If you look into the formula of the t-test, mean 1 minus mean 2 divided by standard error of the estimate, standard deviation by root n. So mean 1 minus mean 2. So it is immaterial कि आपने sample mean को पहले रखा है या hypothesized mean को पहले रखा है. So it is suggested we must consider it as a absolute value. Whenever you are reporting this statistics into the research article or thesis, please make a record of it. You need not to write this sign over here. However, you can write in a paragraph, it can be inferred that mean 2, hypothesized mean was higher than the sample mean. एक लेमैन को इंटरप्रिटेशन मिल जाएगा, एक डायरेक्शन मिल जाएगा. Got it? और बहुत सारी चीजें हैं इसमें. देखिए you can compute the descriptive statistics. Now see mean, ये sample statistic जो 474 का, तो उसकी पूरी statistics आ गई. You can go for the descriptive plots also. Fine. You can examine the assumption since it is a parametric test, normality test. See, Shapiro, approximately normal when this value is less than 0.05. Okay. And QQ plot, if you go to the QQ plot, now see, quartile plot, if it would have been normally distributed, all the points lies on the straight line. So the beauty of this application is that you can have all the inputs all together, not possible in SPSS or allied applications. Second point, friends, the effect size is not available into the SPSS. Effect size is very important. I will discuss its concept at the end. Now see, simply if I click the effect size, now see the tables. See effect size. Minus, the effect size may be in minus as well. Positive effect and negative effect. It is guiding you because of this sign also. The hypothesized value is higher than the sample value. So this is about complete output about this one sample t-test, friends. One more point perhaps I have in the pipeline. I just शायद मैंने रखा है उसको. I was planning to discuss with you. Yes. Friends, whenever you are having the outputs and see how to make the interpretation in your research article or thesis. This is the approach. Only you write, you need not to mention or show n number of tables. Simply like this, a single sample t-test was conducted to compare beginning salary of employees. You can go for the current salary. जो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है उसकी देखिए स्टैटिस्टिक्स पूरी आ जाएगी. डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स, मीन ये था, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ये था. हाइपोथेटिकल सैलरी हमने फिक्स की 18,000 थी हमारे केस में. यानी दिस मीन हैज बीन कंपेयर्ड विद दिस. द रिजल्ट्स इंडिकेटेड ए सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस. अब देखिए टी की वैल्यू आप ऐसे लिखेंगे एंड यहाँ पे टी की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आ जाएगी एंड ऑल्सो यू विल राइट टू पी वैल्यू. In some of the theses, I saw that people used to write p less than 0.05. However, the value is less than 0.01 or 0.001. Yeah, p is greater than 0.05. It is suggested not to write in such a fashion. You write the exact value of the p. So a layman can have an idea about the level of significance of your results. Okay. जो एक पॉइंट और मैंने बोला था कि on the basis of means you can make this inference also. Hypothetical salary reporting lower salary. जैसे आप देखिए सैंपल स्टैटिस्टिक्स ये थी, मीन की ये थी. हमारे केस में जो हमने किया था उसमें 18,000. तो हम यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं हाइपोथेटिकल सैलरी रिपोर्टिंग हायर सैलरी. तो यहाँ से लेमैन को एक आइडिया हो जाएगा कि which mean is higher. Fine. So this also document I will share with you how to make the interpretation of the results in reference to the APA guideline, American Psychological Association. Coming to the second test, friends, independent samples t-test. Very important, very common in research articles and thesis also. ये क्या है? To compare the means of the two independent groups. Again, you are going to have two variables. For example, test score comparison between males and females. So test score is a testing variable, or you can say the dependent variable. You are trying to compare on the basis of gender, males and females. And males and females are the independent groups. Mutually exclusive, they are not dependent. They have no relationship as such. Independent groups. So when the variables are independent, this variable is independent. One more caution, these groups may be natural as well as artificial. Sometimes हम continuous variable को भी dichotomous कर लेते हैं. Depends on the research question or research approach. So it may be natural as well as artificial. Assumptions वही हैं जो आपने देखे थे. Again, we will go with the same approach. T-test, independent sample t-test. एक dependent variable होगा और एक grouping variable होगा. Key outputs, you will have t-value, degrees of freedom, number of independent observations, p-value, mean difference, and confidence interval. Interpretation. If p is less than alpha 0.05, reject the null hypothesis. there is a significant difference between the two groups. Significant. Significant means, friends, you can generalize your findings about the population on the basis of sample studied. इस तरह के जितने भी सैंपल्स लेंगे, जिस तरह की स्टडीज करेंगे, so replication is there, repeatedness is there, you are going to have the same results. Generalization. If P is greater than alpha, then fail to reject the null hypothesis. No significant difference found. Friends, यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट और है. Since almost 3.5 decades, I have been working in research. I have seen number of times we are afraid of reporting the non-significant results. It's not good practice. If you are sure about the process or procedure that you took while conducting the research, then you need to report your findings with confidence. This is my research and my results are not significant because of the fact यहाँ ऐसा ही हो रहा है, मेरे केस में ऐसा ही है. और ट्रस्ट में आपका रिसर्च आर्टिकल भी पब्लिश होगा और you are going to open a different domain in academia. जरूरी नहीं होता है हमेशा जिस तरह से लिटरेचर में रिपोर्ट किया गया है, जिस तरह से अर्लियर एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे हैं, उसी डायरेक्शन में आपकी फाइंडिंग्स आए. If you are getting the contradictory findings and sure about the process and procedures, then you need to report very confidently. इस प्रैक्टिस से अलग आने की जरूरत है. When I was doing my PhD, so I used the Porter's need satisfaction scale, Maslow needs satisfaction theory. My target population was loco pilots of the Indian Railways. You will surprise that I challenged the hierarchy. And the hierarchy what I developed, Khan's hierarchy of need satisfaction. And I published in a very reputed journal. Friends, there is no self-actualization need in case of the loco pilot. वो कभी भी self-fulfilled नहीं feel अपने को करते हैं. However, they are highly paid. Reason being that 15 say 18 days they are away from their family. Social connectedness उनकी खत्म हो जाती है. कैसे आदमी self-fulfilled रहेगा? One of the basic need they are deprived. बच्चों को देखभाल करनी है, स्पाउस के साथ रहना है, पेरेंट्स की देखभाल करनी है, सोसाइटी में लोगों के काम आना है. So you need to report with confidence. Fine. Unlimited uses, comparing anxiety levels between a control group and therapy group. Measuring whether cognitive behavioral therapy reduces anxiety more effectively than no treatment. Two groups are there. Education, comparing exam performance between students taught via online and offline. Medicine, comparing the effect of a new drug vis-a-vis a placebo. Business, comparing customer satisfaction between two different store branches. Online or offline, या branch A or branch B. Comparing crop yield between two different types of the fertilizers. Investigating whether fertilizer X leads to the higher wheat yield than fertilizer Y. Unlimited uses. Any of the discipline that you are conduct a research, you are going to use this these tests, very common test. Okay, friends, go back to the hands-on practice. Now this output I need to remove. Right click करें and remove कर दें. So you are not having the garbage in. Make it a practice. Fine. So we will continue with the employee data file, friends, and I will compare this on the basis of gender, current salary or beginning salary on the basis of gender. Fine. We will go for the t-test, and you are having independent samples t-test. Fine. Excuse me, there is a call. Sorry. Okay. Going back to the JAMOVI, let me repeat once more. T-test, we will select the independent samples t-test. I am sure it is visible to everybody. T-test, independent samples t-test. Fine. So this is the window that you are going to work with. I'm going to compare the beginning salary. My hypothesis is that the beginning salary is same for male and female. Yeah, there is no difference in beginning salary for male and female. इस तरह से आप hypothesis proposed करेंगे. And alternate hypothesis, there is a difference. So select salary beginning, dependent variable. It is a continuous variable, and gender to the grouping variable. जैसे ही आपने select किया, friends, now you have an output. Now see. T-test 11.2. Degrees of freedom in case of independent samples t-test is n-2. आप देखेंगे 474 minus 2, 472. And the p-value is less than 0.001. Fine. नीचे देखिए remark, or this is for the null hypothesis. And you are also getting the warning about the violation of the assumptions. We will check it. Okay. आगे बढ़ते हैं सब. इसमें देखिए mean difference, additional you can compute the mean. Click this. जिस तरह से SPSS में आता है. Mean difference. छोटा करता हूं सब इसको. See, this is the mean difference. Descriptive statistics. I need to see the descriptive statistics. Now see. Females are 216 in my sample. उनका mean ये है. 258. उनका mean ये है. Using the naked eye, you can see the difference between the two. Males are highly paid comparing to the female. There is a difference between the two. Friends, when testing a hypothesis, normally you are going to answer two questions. First question, is the difference between the two is large enough to be of importance? Is the difference between the two is large enough to be of importance? The statistics or a statistician will not help you in this answering this question. Since it is purely the prerogative of the user. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल के पास आप जा रहे हैं, आपका बॉडी टेम्परेचर 99 है, and another case it is 100. The difference between the two is only 1 degree. लेकिन when it is 100, the doctor will diagnose you are down with fever. एक ही का डिफरेंस है. इसी तरह से मान लीजिए मार्क्स की अगर बात करें कि जो टॉपर है उसका 98% है, दूसरे का 97% है, एक ही का फर्क है लेकिन वो टॉपर है. तो कई केसेस में ऐसा होता है कि बहुत मार्जिनल डिफरेंस होता है लेकिन इट मैटर्स लॉट. कई में थोड़ा ज्यादा डिफरेंस होता है फिर भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हाइट का ले लीजिए, वेट का ले लीजिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. थोड़ा सा आधा लीटर पानी ज्यादा पी लेंगे बराबर हो जाएगा. इट इज इमटेरियल. Point is that the first question is the difference between the two is large enough to be of importance. Statistician or statistics will not help you to answer this question. Second question, is the difference statistically significant? When you are planning to make an inference about the hypothesis about statistically significant, then you need to use the statistical methods or statistical test to answer this question. अब देखिए इस केस में हमारे में अगर आप देखें तो दोनों में डिफरेंस है, लेकिन after going through this difference we cannot make an inference whether it is statistically significant or not. Why we are interested to see statistically significant? We can generalize our findings. We can be confident. Yes, 99% I'm confident. 95% I'm confident. This gives you weightage to your decision. आप 6 घंटे पढ़ रहे हैं, आपके मार्क्स में कुछ चेंज आया. अगर 7 घंटे पढ़ेंगे तो then you are sure you are going to make a difference in the performance. Fine. So second question is about examining the statistical significance. ये सारी टेबल्स यहाँ पे मिल जाएंगी आपको. And descriptive plot also. You can go the plots also. Now see. फीमेल का देखिए कितना कम वेरिएबिलिटी है और मेल का देखिए कहाँ तक सैलरी जा रही है. That you can have the assumptions. देखिए यहाँ ये वेरीफाई हो जाएंगे. Homogeneity of test. This is very important. Equality of variances. Homogeneity. वेरिएबिलिटी सेम होनी चाहिए तभी आप एक बेहतर रिजल्ट निकाल पाएंगे अपने हाइपोथेसिस के बारे में. लेवेंस टेस्ट. If this value is not significant, then assumption is satisfied. Now see, a low p value suggests a violation of the assumptions. ये SPSS में आपको नहीं मिलता है सर. Leven's test is guiding you कि variability of scores or data between two groups is same or different. अब देखिए आप यहां से ले लीजिए. आप ऑलमोस्ट ये 3000 है और यहाँ पे 9000 है स्टैंडर्ड एविएशन. यहां से भी कंफर्म हो रहा है. वेरिएबिलिटी between the two groups of the participants or employees not same. It has to be same, approximately same. तो फर्स्ट वायोलेशन आपका assumption का हो गया. So इस पे we need to be cautious. A decision taken on the basis of this sample data may be misleading since your data is not normally distributed. इसका रीजन क्या हो सकता है? One of the reason that we need to examine the skewness. If my data is positively skewed, then I will go for this square root transformation or log natural transformation. If your data is negatively skewed, then you will go for inverse transformation. आपको result ये assumption आपका satisfy हो जाएगा, then you can go ahead. So this is an idea about this. Normality test देखिए. You can check the normality test. Normality Shapiro देखिए. A low p-value suggests a violation of the assumption. Again ये भी वही हो रहा है. This value again has to be greater than or equal to 0.05, not significant. हमारी hypothesis इस केस में क्या होगी? That the distribution in both the groups is same. Distribution means variability is same. Lekin when the p is less than or equal to 0.05, then you are rejecting the null hypothesis. It is not same. So as the note is given to you, ये सब SPSS में नहीं मिलता सर. For detailed discussion के लिए they are guiding you. You can go over these references. अगर ज्यादा आपको इसके बारे में और जानना है तो. लेकिन एक नोट मिलना itself अपने में बहुत बड़ा एक इनपुट है कि how your data are behaving. Quartile plots देखिए. QQ plots. Again, assumptions are under question. इस तरह से सर आप अपनी रिसर्च को ले सकते हैं. और सेम अप्रोच है कि अगर इफ यू आर गोइंग विद नल हाइपोथेसिस तो आप ये ऑप्शन सिलेक्ट करेंगे. इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर द डायरेक्शनल हाइपोथेसिस, इन केस ऑफ जेंडर, पॉजिटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, पॉजिटिव कैटेगरी आप किसको लेंगे? इफ यू आर प्लानिंग टू कंपेयर मेल विद फीमेल, then you will go for this one. If you are planning female with male, then you will go for this. Positive, yani you want to prove about the male or you want to prove about the female. यहाँ पे ये दोनों जो हैं ये डायरेक्शनल हाइपोथेसिस हो जाएंगी. इस केस में हाइपोथेसिस क्या होगी? The mean of the male, the beginning salary mean for males is higher than female. इस केस में क्या होगा? The beginning salary of female is higher than the beginning salary of male is lesser than the female. मेल ही आपका फर्स्ट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है, वही डोमिनेंट है. मेल is higher than the female, male is lesser than the female. यही हाइपोथेसिस रहेगी. Finally, the effect size, जो कि SPSS में नहीं होता है, this will guide you the wonderful results about this. Effect size is not dependent upon the sample size. फ्रेंड्स, आप देखेंगे कि सैंपल साइज का रोल स्टैटिस्टिक्स के सिग्निफिकेंस होने में बहुत ज्यादा होता है. Higher the sample size, a small value will be significant. Smaller is the sample size, a high value cannot be significant. But the effect size will guide you. The results are true or effective to make an inference about the proposed hypothesis or not. Effect size. ये मैं आपको डिटेल और डिस्कस करूंगा about the effect size. What is the relationship between P and effect size? How to make the interpretation about the effect size? Fine. Last friends, 5 minutes और मुझे दीजिए थोड़ा सा इस वक्त, क्योंकि अब डिस्कशन बहुत सीरियस और दूसरे दौर में चल रहा है. That we need to give some background of the discussion concept topic also. Coming to the last one, quickly 5 मिनट में खत्म कर देंगे. Paired samplicity test. When comparing two related groups, pre-test and post-test, before and after. इस केस में फ्रेंड्स क्या होता है कि आपके पार्टिसिपेंट सेम होते हैं. एक ही पार्टिसिपेंट होता है, वो 2 बार उसको टेस्ट किया जाता है, प्री और पोस्ट, बिफोर और आफ्टर. Paired. To test whether the mean difference between paired observation is significantly different from 0, data continuous होना चाहिए, and pairs are dependent. यहाँ इंडिपेंडेंस वाली चीज नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम है, आपने एट द ऑनसेट मेजर किया और आफ्टर ट्रेनिंग उसको मेजर किया, सब्जेक्ट एक ही है, सो देयर इज अ रिलेशनशिप. द फर्स्ट परफॉर्मेंस इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द सेकेंड वन ऑल्सो. जो शुरू में ही स्किल्ड है, नॉलेजेबल है, ऑफ कोर्स आफ्टर द ट्रेनिंग ही विल मेक ए डिफरेंस. So dependency is there. How to conduct in the JAMOVI that you know in the analysis itself. ये सारे आउटपुट्स आएंगे. वही अप्रोच होती है जो पिछले हमने उसको दी. इंटरप्रिटेशन देखिए एज पर APA इस तरह से देंगे. The paired sample t-test showed a significant increase in scores from pre-test. आपका मीन आ जाएगा, प्री का, पोस्ट का मीन आ जाएगा, टी की वैल्यू आ जाएगी एंड पी की वैल्यू आ जाएगी. Fine. Uses unlimited है to compare pre-test and post-test score of participants after a therapy. To evaluate the effectiveness of a teaching method. To assess treatment efficacy by patient data. To measure a customer preference or perception change. To assess performance improvement after training or dietary interventions. Okay, back to the JAMOVI. We will continue with the same file. Let me remove this. Okay. So friends, in this case, we will test the hypothesis. There is no difference between beginning and current salary of the employees. Her employee ki we are having a beginning salary. Her employee ki we are having a current salary. So we will compare these two variables. Fine. Again, go to the t-test and you are having paired samples t-test. Paired samples. We will select first the beginning salary. When I selected the beginning, fine. Now it is asking for the paired, the current salary. Now see the pairing is there. ये सारी चीज आपको independent samples में नहीं मिल रही थी. This is pre, this is post, this is beginning, this is current. Now see the results. This is the value of T. The degrees of freedom in case of paired t-test and -1. The result is 0.001, highly statistically significant. Means if you are having 1000 samples of the similar nature, hardly there is a chance in case of one sample that you are not going to have the same results. Effectiveness, validation, significance of your findings in this case. Paired samples t-test. ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम. अब जैसे शुरू में मान लीजिए डॉक्टर इभा ने आपकी फीडबैक ली. आफ्टर इस दिस प्रोग्राम फीडबैक ली. इफ माय sessions are effective in making a change, then only this result will be significant or not. Fine. Same, continue with the mean difference. You can continue the mean difference. दोनों का mean difference आ गया. अब देखिए, the minus is guiding you. The current salary is higher than the beginning salary. Confidence interval about the mean difference you will have. Okay, confidence interval again is very important. Sometimes we are looking for the significance, but we are interested what is the range, कहाँ से कहाँ तक value significant हो सकती है. जिस तरह से ये होता है ना कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल if the marks are less than or equal to 33%, you will be placed as a third divisioner. 34 से 59 जैसा होगा, you will be labeled as second division. So as the case कि किस वैल्यू से किसके बीच में you are going to have the significance statistics, confidence interval. Descriptives, again you go for the descriptive. Now see, beginning का देखिए ये है, current का ये है. Again on the basis of mean you can make an inference. There is a difference between the two. Plots, you can have the plots as well. Now see, कितना वेरिएबिलिटी है। अजम्पशंस चेक करिए, नॉर्मलिटी टेस्ट देखिए, अगेन वायोलेशन ऑफ द अजम्पशन, क्योंकि वही डेटा है आपका, क्योंकि प्लॉट भी आपको वही मिलेगा। अगेन द हाइपोथेसिस का डायरेक्शन आपका क्या रहेगा। द फर्स्ट वन विल गो फॉर द नल and these two are directional. The before performance is higher than the after performance. Before performance is lesser than the या poorer than the second performance. ये दोनों hypothesis directional होंगी और first one आपकी null hypothesis होगी. Fine friends. So you can make an inference in such a fashion. और इसका भी देखिए, मैं क्विकली आपको दिखाता हूँ। वन सैंपल का देखिए ये था, इस तरह से आप इंटरप्रिटेशन दे सकते हैं। और अबाउट द पेयर्ड, a paired samples t-test was conducted to examine the effect of ये दूसरा एग्जाम्पल है, a memory training program on recall performance. Participants were tested before and after the training program. The results revealed a significant improvement in recall scores. T की वैल्यू आ गई with the degree of freedom. This P की वैल्यू आई with participants recalling more words after the training, ये आया, and before the training. ये कंपैरिजन भी होना चाहिए। एक डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स के बेस पे एक लेमैन को डिसीजन मिले कि मैं 5 घंटे पढ़ता था तो मेरी ये परफॉर्मेंस थी, अगर 6 घंटे पढ़ूंगा तो मुझे क्या चेंज आया, या 7 घंटे पढ़ूंगा तो मैं क्या चेंज आया। हम सारे रोजमर्रा के अपने जो डिसीजंस हैं इसी बेस पर लेते हैं। सो फ्रेंड्स, वन मोर स्टैटिस्टिक आई विश टू डिस्कस, बस कल हम रिपीट करेंगे रिपीटेड मेजर्स वाला। इसमें कल एक पार्टिसिपेंट्स का सवाल था, अगर वो मैडम है यहाँ पे तो हाउ टू ऐड दिस सेम वगैरह है क्या वो मैम, कैन यू कंफर्म इट, हाउ टू ऐड दीज अदर स्टैटिस्टिकल,
Add on, हाँ,
नहीं है?
I don't know,
हेलो,
ma'am. Yes, sir. हाँ, add on because we are not getting this
हाँ,
SEM, MED
yes yes,
mode.
see,
We do not have.
to the right top corner you are having this modules.
Correct.
आप
Yes, sir.
इसको क्लिक करिए, क्लिक
हाँ,
करने के बाद एंड गो टू द जेमोवी लाइब्रेरी, इट इज द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन, गो टू द
okay.
जेमोवी लाइब्रेरी, क्लिक इट
हाँ,
and number of modules are there. In my
हाँ,
case, scatter it is installed. If
hmm.
I am interested to install this, just click it, ये आपका ऐड हो जाएगा। इस वाले को
These are the plugins, sir, which I can you add
यस
it.
यस यस, ये इंस्टॉल होके आपका यहाँ पर आ जाएगा स्क्रीन में। फाइन,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we
sir.
will
Yes, sir.
continue to speak tomorrow. वक्त
Yes,
के
yes, sir.
limitations हैं, please allow me to
Okay, sir.
I'm not inviting the questions. Actually, I need to rush to the department. I have a
Okay, okay,
class at
okay, sir.
9:50.
Thank you so much,
But
sir.
वहाँ मैम प्लीज कि बहुत
Yes, yes, yes.
बहुत
I can
बड़ा काम ले
understand.
रही हैं आप,
Yes, sir.
लेकिन वक्त का थोड़ा सा टाइट हो जाता है। So can
Yes,
we
sir.
complete it right now? So please.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Gratitude. This and always we have towards you because apart from so many hectic schedule you have spared your time for valuable time for us, and you have make Jamovi in such a simple and relatable manner. So it will be very easy to understand, and we enjoyed your session so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
And your session was not just informative, it was transformative. Now we are able to, we will make use of Jamovi in such a way you have made us.
Or my words to you, in the evening, we will have 10, 15 or 20 minutes more to address the queries. Okay,
Yes, yes, sir.
let me
Yes, sir.
please,
Yes, sir.
Vijay sir, Dhanpal sir, please allow me to leave the.
Yes, 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 sir.
Actually, I
Yes,
need
sir.
to rush to the department, sir.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
sir. No problem, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
sir. Tomorrow 2 o'clock,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
thank you, thank you so much.
Participant, tomorrow we will be having the sessions at 2 to 3 p.m. only. Friday, Saturday, and Monday. All the 3 days is left out. All the 3 days we will be having the session at 2 to 3 p.m. only. So please be with us. Please, if you have any questions today, sir was not able to answer your queries or questions. So he will be addressing you on Friday. So please be prepared, practice it, and come back. So thank you so much.